you are asking me something which I can't answer. You are asking me all the time about this probe panel. Did they do it? How many meetings? Did they consider it? How do I know? Because I did not even see that report.
But you know why I'm asking you.
I did not set up that probe panel.
But you know why I'm asking you.
I do not know.
The reason I'm asking you is because there was a direct proportional relationship between the outcome of the probe panel and your return as the BCCI chief.
See,
agreed or not?
How you are trying to say?
Yes.
I was not involved with the probe panel at all, and you are keeping me asking me about it. Now this whole probe is now under the Supreme Court. Somebody is going to do it. The whole questioning is round and round this, on which I cannot, I was not part of that. I stepped aside. I was not involved in any fashion with it. So how can I answer anything?
Do you not have sleepless nights now, Mr. Srinivasan?
Why should I have any sleepless nights?
Let me explain to you. The matter is not settled. You are, the first time I saw you smile in this interview, you are the BCCI chief. The court has told you you can discharge your duties, but with a very, very big caveat, Mr. Srinivasan. My question to you is, if in 4 months, this new probe panel which has been constituted finds your son-in-law guilty, what will you do?
The Supreme Court has asked this probe panel to submit its report, and they have said we will see. You see, this is a report that is going to the Supreme Court. Now, I am not going to make any comment on what would be the outcome, what they write. These are all, what you're asking is speculative in nature. I don't see why I should get involved. See, I make it very plain. I stayed out, I had stepped aside, I did not go anywhere near that probe panel, I had no knowledge what they did. Similarly, again, the Supreme Court has very clearly said that this, as far as this probe panel is concerned, BCCI, that I should stay away, but I should cooperate. I will do exactly what the Supreme Court has said. Let the report come at that point. I am not going to make any comment with regard to anything that they may say. Please, I think this you should understand.
No, not with that outcome. But don't you feel your continuance, the same questions will be raised?
No, I'm sure you will raise I don't want to speculate on this, please. As far as I'm concerned, you ask me, do I have sleepless nights? No. I sleep well.
The Damocles sword hangs over your head.
Your view.
Everyone's view.
Fine. But that doesn't mean all I can tell you is I sleep well. You can interpret it in any fashion. People can interpret it, but as far as I'm concerned, I sleep well. I have no issues.
Mr. Srinivasan, cricket in this country is not a private affair. And that's another fundamental point of disagreement that not just I, let me say this, a lot of people out there, everyone says this, that you know what, in our country cricket is being run as a cozy club. The word cozy club comes up again and again. Cricket is not a private affair, Mr. Srinivasan. It resides in the hearts of 1 billion Indians. You can't say it's to be managed in the way a private society is to be managed.
I have no comment on it, in the sense that I do not know what you're trying to get at. I think the BCCI is administering cricket well. The team is doing well. I think if I can, the BCCI has used its funds to create a lot of infrastructure, taken cricket throughout the country, has used its funds to help old cricketers, has given one-time benefits, created infrastructure, a lot of good things. I mean, the amount of things, the positive things that have been done by the BCCI, I think have been lost in this entire analysis.
Mr. Srinivasan, you didn't answer my question. Cricket is a public affair, and hence public interest is involved. Do you agree with that assessment? Therefore, public interest and national interest.
I am not saying public.
Allow me to complete.
I do not know.
National interest is involved, the image of the country, which is represented by one sport the entire country is passionate about, cannot be handled by a group that runs itself as a closely knit private society. Don't you believe you need to fundamentally change that? And if you don't, then sometime in the future, someone will change it for you.
That's your view. But as far as I'm concerned, as I see it, the BCCI is running cricket well. You don't agree? What can I do?
And do you believe the BCCI and those running it don't need to answer to the people outside?
I think that, what is it that they, you see, you talk as if there's a whole lot of things wrong in BCCI and people are not accountable. People don't feel, I don't think so, I don't agree. All the state associations, cricket associations are members of the BCCI. I think a lot is being done to promote cricket, to develop cricket, to create infrastructure. I think if one looks at how today cricket is organized, I think amongst all, if you take all countries in the world, I think cricket in India is not only organized, it's developed and run quite efficiently.
I am not asking you about how cricket is organized. That's not the question. I will ask you this question one last and final time, Mr. Srinivasan. The interview began with a call to your conscience. And my question to you was very clearly not of the way that you want to argue it, because you know this, Mr. Srinivasan. You may get the world's most expensive lawyers. You may have the most finely tuned legal argument. At the end of the day, you will have to answer to your own conscience, and that's what's going to determine the way this thing goes. You stepped aside, Mr. Srinivasan, for a while, not because of the rule of law, because you felt the public pressure against you. People were angry. Did you not sense it then? At that point of time, did you not, people, when Vindu Dara Singh, Gurunath Mayappan, all that came about, did you not feel that the cricket lover out there was almost feeling cheated, Mr. Srinivasan? And that was happening under your tenure.
I did not feel, I don't agree with you in the fact that people had anger at me. No, that was not so. There was a lot of, I don't want to go into, I think I already said the media went overboard, so I don't want to repeat that. All I can convey to you is, I stepped aside because that was a decision I took until the report was completed. The report was completed. I was not involved, as I said, with the constitution of this probe committee.
Which really cannot be taken at face value, because you were the BCCI chief.
But I had stepped aside.
Well, you were still the BCCI chief. You are only discharged.
Sorry, I had stepped aside. I had just stayed away completely. And a working committee, when I was not present, anyway, I've said it, I've repeated it. I think we disagree on this.
If a political party,
I think we disagree.
If a political party tomorrow were to be accused, major individual in a political party were to be accused of a major wrongdoing, and that political party was to carry out its internal inquiry and give the person a clean chit, tell me, Mr. Srinivasan, would you buy that line?
We can't, see, you can't compare the BCCI to a political party.
In fact, I would say it's more. You represent more of public interest. You represent more of national interest.
We disagree on this, sir. I mean, you can't compare the BCCI to a political party. That's all I can say.
So, penultimate question. If that probe panel, which submitted its report before the Bombay High Court verdict, 2 days before, were to give a verdict against Gurunath Mayappan, would you then have stepped aside? Would you then have completely stepped aside, Mr. Srinivasan?
Excuse me. These are speculative questions. You're asking, you're posing me, if this happens, what will you do? I don't have to answer all that.
No, because there's one follow-up
I'm sorry,
There's one follow-up question, Mr. Srinivasan. If this next investigation in 4 months were to go against you, how can you leave that question open?
I am not the accused. Let's understand one thing very clearly, sir. I am not the accused here.
But he's your son-in-law.
No, first let me answer clearly to you. I am not the accused. Let us understand that.
But he's your son-in-law.
Again I repeat, I am not accused.
But if it were to go against him, it doesn't tell on you.
I am not going to answer these questions, please. I don't think it is fair to ask such questions of me. when I am not the person accused, and I do not want to go into this. I keep repeating that I do not want to discuss matters regarding this probe, because it is being, Supreme Court has, the highest court in the land has set up a committee. So I should not make any comment on it.
Mr. I can quite very well see from our conversation today, Mr. Srinivasan, that on many fundamental issues, you are unwilling to go into details. Your argument for that is that there are many matters which are still in the realm of the court. I would have encouraged you to go more on those subjects, because my argument is that these are matters which are still very much in the public domain. And I can only say that at one point of time, when you agree to speak in detail on each of these subjects, you will once again speak to me on Frankly Speaking.
I will. When the time comes, when I am in a position that, to address this in detail, I shall.
I'll wait till then.
All right.
Mr. Srinivasan, thank you for talking to me. Thank you.
Thank you.